Hello everyone and welcome to Plot Twists. So today I'm going to be doing a two-parter to this video. The first part I'm going to talk about some of my 2021 reading goals, and for the second part I'm going to go over my January TBR. In terms of reading goals, I just wanted to start and say I reached 40 subscribers on this channel this morning, and the fact that there's 40 of you out there that want to listen to me rant about books is like the best gift that 2020 could have given me. I plan to be a little more consistent in 2021 in terms of uploading videos, twice a week for sure. And maybe occasionally 3 times a week, depending on what's going on and if I have some extra time or an extra idea, tag, whatever. So in terms of some goals, I don't want to set a number on it, but I just want to keep watching my channel grow. I know some people are like, I want to reach this number of subscribers, but I don't necessarily have a number. I just want people to continue to enjoy watching me rant about things and continue making new bookish friends and connections and that kind of stuff. A big goal of mine is to like continue to connect with people. So if you are a new subscriber and I'm not subscribed back, if you'll comment down below, I will make sure that I go follow your channel as well so that we can, connect. So I think in terms of channel goals, that's pretty much it. To watch my channel grow, I want to post at least 2 videos a week, and I want to continue to connect with people. In terms of my reading goals, I set my Goodreads goal this year for 60 books, but what I really am trying to do is to read 100 pages at least 6 times a week. 100 pages a day, at least 6 days a week. I know that it's not reasonable to be like, I'm going to read 100 pages every day, because there's always going to be a day where something happens and you can't control, and, maybe there's an emergency and you have to go off and do something. So 6 days a week, I want to read at least 100 pages. So I think with that, I will blow 60 books out of the water if I actually manage to stick to that. So 60 is kind of a conservative guess, I think. In terms of the kinds of books I want to read, I am going to challenge myself to have 1 book a month that it's outside of the fantasy or sci-fi genre. I haven't pigeonholed what I want that to be. Chances are it'll be a different genre each time, or at least I'm hoping it will be. But at least 1 book on my TBR each month will be outside of the realm of fantasy or sci-fi. I'm also going to try to give myself challenge books each month where it's like, if you make it to everything on your TBR, this is what I want to read next. Just because when I have a list, I feel like one, I stick to it better, but 2, sometimes I get caught up with reading where I'm like, oh my God, there's so many books and it's overwhelming and I don't know what to read next. And I think if I set some books aside where it's like, if you finish everything, this is what you should read next, I'll end up reading more than I do now. So definitely going to do that. At least 1 or 2 books a month. I'm also going to try to do more readathons in 2021. I think they also help me stick to reading, but also I think they're a really good way to connect with people. So that's my goal there. I don't have any specific Instagram-based goals, but my Instagram channel I feel like is growing at a really good rate. I started my Instagram just after I started my YouTube channel, both of which were in the month of November, and I have almost 350 subscribers on Instagram, so that's a good number. I'm very pleased with that. So, yeah, I think overall those are my 2021 overall goals. Okay, so moving into my January TBR, there are a couple different sections to this. I'm going to start with straight what I started with as my TBR, and then we'll talk about the things that I added because of some of the read-alongs and readathons I'm doing. So, The first book that I want to read in 2021 that I will actually be starting today is Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce. This was a booktube recommendation that I picked up. I've heard a lot of people say really good things about it. I haven't actually read anything by Tamora Pierce yet, so I'm hoping that I really enjoyed this series. Yeah, this is my first pickup of 2021. The next book on my January TBR is one that I have needed to get to for so long, and that's Crooked Kingdom. I think at this point, I read Six of Crows 2 years ago. So, we're going to make it to Crooked Kingdom this month. This is going to be my second read of the month. If you're not familiar, Six of Crows, which is the first book in this duology, is a heist story set in the Grishaverse, which is Leigh Bardugo's kind of world that she's created. It's the same world that's in Shadow and Bone, and from my understanding, it's also the same world that's in King of Scars, which I will also be getting to this year. But this series is probably one of the most talked about series on BookTube. I liked Six of Crows. I would not say that I loved it. But I definitely liked it enough to continue on with the series, so I will definitely be reading this month. The next book that I want to get to this month is Princess of Thorns by Stacy J. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, I believe. This fairy tale retelling has been on my shelf for a long time. I know that the sequel is now out. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a sorcery of something. But I've seen this pop up a lot. People saying how much they really enjoyed it. So that kind of motivated me to finally get to reading Princess of Thorns and to take it off my TBR shelf. So, gonna get to this month as well. The next book that I want to get to this month is The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams Chima. I actually want to finish this whole series in 2021. I've heard so many good things about it. From my understanding, the main character in this story has some sort of superpowers, or it becomes super strong, that kind of stuff. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know it's a really beloved series, so it's definitely on my list to pick up this month. Okay, so my outside of my normal genre book for January is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I got this book for Christmas again, and I asked for it because it is one of the most beloved books on BookTube and Bookstagram. And also because it's outside of my, regular wheelhouse of fantasy, and I really want to, I'm going to make it a priority to diversify this year. So, from my understanding, this book centers around a journalist who is basically telling the life story of Evelyn Hugo, who is a Hollywood starlet, and kind of her story. It sounds super interesting, and I know that people have said that it's really good, so I'm definitely looking forward to getting to this month as my outside of my normal wheelhouse book. Okay, and following up, my 2 challenge books for January. I know we're still showing off Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, but I did not make it to it in December, and I really do want to continue with the series. So this is definitely the first of my challenge books. If you're not familiar, this series centers around an assassin who is brought to the kingdom to compete in a contest to be the king's royal assassin. And as the series continues, things continue along. I really did enjoy the first 2 books, so I really need to make it to the 3rd one. Hopefully this is a series I will also finish before the end of 2021. We'll see how that goes. My second challenge book has also been on my TBR multiple times, and that's A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. This is another one of the books that BookTube has raved about, and it's a fairy tale retelling. Everything about this says that I should really enjoy it. So hopefully I'll have some time to get to that this month. Okay, so that's everything on my personal TBR. I am also going to participate in the Cosmere Crab-Along, which I will link down below, the creators and their announcement video. But basically, this is a read-along to read all of Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere works. I have friends that have been ranting at me for a long time about reading these, and I decided that this would be the perfect opportunity to both connect with people and to read these books that have been on my list for forever. So as part of that read-along, January's book is Elantris. And if you're interested, I highly encourage you to join us because it seems like it's going to be a relatively large community. And I know that these are really beloved books, so I'm sure you'll have an enjoyable time. The other thing that I'm participating in the month of January is the Scooby Doo Readathon. I will link the creators down below as well, but the way that this particular readathon works is there are different booktubers who are going to head a team. There is a Daphne team, a Velma team, a Fred team, and a Shaggy/Scooby team. And within each of those teams, there are particular prompts that you're supposed to read to get each team points. I love all of you, and there's no way that I could pick one particular team. So I'm actually going to read one prompt from each team, as well as the group read, and then I'm going to talk about some of the challenges that I'm planning to do as part of it as well. So the first prompt that I'm going to do is one of the Fred prompts. It is for the leader of the group. And the particular book that I'm going to read for this one is the first Percy Jackson book, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Riordan. I tried this series a while ago and really was not super pleased. But since then, I have read the Magnus Chase series by Riordan and started Trials of Apollo, and I felt like reading Trials of Apollo. I really enjoyed it, but there was something missing. And talking to some people, it seems like in order to get all the context of Trials of Apollo, I need to read the Percy Jackson books. So I'm going to go back and attempt that again as part of this readathon. The second book that I'm planning to read as part of this readathon is for one of the Daphne prompts. The prompt is for Coast to Coast with Daphne Blake, and this is a travel-based book. I'm hoping that Crooked Kingdom has travel in the same way that Six of Crows had travel. If I read this and I find out it did not, obviously I'm going to find another book to fit this prompt, but that's my plan, and I'm hoping it works. For the third book, I am picking a Velma prompt, and that is I Can't See Without My Glasses, and that's a character that has glasses. So I'm going to continue my Harry Potter reread by reading Chamber of Secrets. I am hoping to reread all of the Harry Potter books by the end of 2021 as well. I read Sorcerer's Stone at the end of 2020, and I will be reading Chamber of Secrets this month. The Scooby and Shaggy prompt that I plan to do is the Best Buds prompt. I'm also planning a reread of The Hunger Games. They're supposed to be delivered tomorrow, including the new book that I haven't read yet. So my plan for this particular one is to read the first Hunger Games book. For this readathon, the group challenge is One of Us is Lying. I really, really enjoyed this book the first time that I read it, and I am excited to reread it and hopefully pick up the sequel not long afterwards. So that's part of my plan as well. And then this particular readathon has a couple challenges. The way they work is either you can read a book for them or you can do something for them. And I've decided, because of the sheer number of books on my TBR this month, which is way more than I've ever had, I'm going to do some of the challenges. So the first challenge is Monster Madness, and this asks you to spell something spooky. I haven't quite decided exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'm thinking that I might try to spell it out in board games because I have a ginormous collection and I think that would be kind of interesting. So look forward to that on my Instagram. The next challenge is Hex Girls, which is an artsy prompt. So I'm also planning to do a Scooby-Doo based drawing this month. I haven't drawn in a long time and it sounded like a good way to get back into it. And then the last prompt is Scooby Snacks. And this is a food-based challenge. Again, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to attempt to do some sort of Scooby-Doo based food challenge. So look forward to that as well. All right, guys, so that wraps up my 2021 reading goals as well as my January TBR. Let me know, comment below, let me know what you're reading. And if you're participating in the readathon, I would love to follow you as well. So please link your channel down below. If you liked what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to try to post videos twice a week this year. So look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.